Hello and welcome to Hartwig's Tech World. It's Wednesday evening, we're fast approaching Thursday, and with it, Little Friday. I'm Hartwig.
And I'm Bianca. The final boss of the work week is already in sight. I'm already feeling almost as confident as an AI that thinks it could easily win a game of chess.
That's the perfect transition, because our first topic is about exactly that, an AI that thought it was unbeatable and then did something completely unexpected. After ChatGPT and Microsoft's Copilot already failed miserably at chess against the 45-year-old Atari 2600, it was now Google's wonder AI, Gemini's turn.
And was it also dismantled by the retro computer, or did Gemini finally save the honor of modern AI?
Neither. At first, Gemini was talking big, claiming it wasn't just a normal AI, but more like a modern chess engine, and would almost certainly dominate the Atari.
That's what the others said right before they lost spectacularly.
Exactly, and that's what the tester reminded the AI of. And then the unbelievable happened. Gemini suddenly admitted that it had just been hallucinating about its outstanding chess skills. It canceled the match and forfeited before the very first move.
So it capitulated before it could even be embarrassed. That's almost wise. An AI with a hint of self-awareness.
That's exactly the point. The tester was also impressed. It shows that developers are starting to teach AIs to recognize their own limitations. That's an extremely important step in making them more reliable and trustworthy. From an AI that recognizes its own limits to a clock that wants to show you your final, ultimate limit, your remaining time on Earth.
Okay, now things are getting morbid.
They are, but in a fascinating way. A company associated with the well-known YouTube channel Vsauce is now selling the death clock.
The death clock? What on earth is that? Does it show when the world is going to end?
No, when you will probably end. It's a clock in a cool 80s style that at the push of a button shows you how many seconds you presumably have left to live, and that number then counts down, live, second by second.
That's horrible. How are they supposed to know that? Are they just guessing?
Not quite. Before you start it, it asks you a few questions about your age, gender, lifestyle, and other factors. From that, it calculates an estimated remaining lifespan in seconds. It's just an estimate, of course, but a very confrontational one.
Phew. So it's a memento mori gadget for your desk? I don't know if I'd find that motivating or just terribly depressing.
That's exactly the question it raises. You can pre-order it for $80, but it won't be delivered until 2026. By then, another 14.6 million seconds will have already ticked off your clock. From a clock that reminds us of our mortality to a game series that might now get a second chance at a long and successful life.
That sounds more positive.
Absolutely. These are some very hot rumors from the gaming world. Microsoft has apparently given the green light for the development of Fallout 5.
Wow! Finally! Fans have been waiting for that for an eternity. Where does this info come from?
From a well-known Xbox podcast. The information is that Microsoft has apparently canceled another very expensive and risky MMO project, instead to invest the freed-up resources into a surefire brand like Fallout.
That fits perfectly with Microsoft's new strategy, right? Fewer risky new brands, more focus on the big, well-known hits.
Exactly. An investment in Fallout 5 is basically a surefire success, whereas a new MMO represents a huge financial risk. It fits the picture perfectly, especially after other, sometimes successful, studios were closed to focus on high-impact titles.
But one question remains. Who is going to develop it? Isn't the main Bethesda studio still working on Starfield and the next Elder Scrolls 6 for ages?
That's the catch with this rumor. It's still completely unclear. The leaker himself says to take the info with a grain of salt, but the strategic direction behind it is absolutely plausible. From a game that's getting the green light to a company that's finally getting the green light again for important deliveries to China.
This can only be about Nvidia.
Correct. Lastly, an important topic from the chip industry. Nvidia is once again allowed to supply some of their high-end AI chips that were affected by the U.S. embargo to China.
Really? I thought that embargo was totally strict. How did Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang manage that?
With a lot of lobbying in Washington and conciliatory tones, but the main reason seems to be a political barter deal. Nvidia's exports were likely approved in exchange for shipments of important and rare minerals from China to the U.S. Nvidia has become a pawn in the game of great powers.
And what does that mean for Nvidia? The stock must have gone through the roof.
Absolutely. New record highs. The sudden ban had led to full warehouses and potential losses of up to $15 billion. Now they can at least sell off their existing stock of H20 chips.
Is this a permanent solution?
That's the big question. These political decisions can change as quickly as they're made. It's said they're only allowed to sell off the current inventory and not produce new H20 chips for China, so it remains a very fragile balance. And that's it for today. From smart AIs that prefer to give up and clocks that show us our own demise to the high-stakes political poker of the tech giants.
A wild mix. I now know that I'd rather play a game of chess against an AI than put a death clock on my desk. The consequences are definitely more manageable there.
A wise decision. If you enjoyed our weekly ride through the tech madness, then you know what to do.
Exactly. Subscribe so you don't miss anything. Give us a like or a few stars, and leave us a comment about what you think of the death clock. Brilliant motivation or just plain creepy?
We're excited to hear from you. And to finish off, here is the saying of the day, inspired by Gemini. Sometimes the smartest move is not to move at all.
I'll remember that for my next meeting. On that note, take care and see you next time.
Bye.